We're here at Madico's coating and laminating facility in Pinellas Park, Florida. I'm Casey Flores, and today we're taking a look at the manufacturing process in depth, as well as behind the scenes of the business of Madico. We have a full day here at Madico, starting with a tour of the production line and ending with a sit-down interview with Senior Vice President Jeffrey Plummer. Let's start with a tour.
This is our incoming quality area. All the raw film that arrives comes to this area and is inspected to make sure it meets the specifications for the products that it's going into. So this could be either in-process material where it's had one pass through our coating lines, or it could be raw material waiting to get into the coating lines. This is a piece of equipment we brought down from the Woburn facility. It's called a Rapistack. Our stocking system allows us to really put the rolls anywhere we want in the warehouse, and it's coded with the rack number, so they can just go right to the rack. So they don't necessarily have to have any special spot to put it, but we like to keep the faster moving whip items. If it's coming out and it's going to go back in, it'll be in our Rapistack area where we can hold multiple rolls, and the process then is flowing right into coating. And we're going to head back to the R&D area. They have their own pilot coder, where they can do a lot of their sample runs before they actually hand it off to production to run on our coating line, so it saves us a lot of time.
Well, I think, as you can see, we've got a very well-equipped laboratory. It's got 4 sections. This is the prototype lab here. We have a customer request come in. We can make a sample for them very quickly.
8% of our sales last year came from brand new products that were developed, usually often by customer request, or sometimes requests from our sales force.
So this is where they can do some of their impact testing, ball drop testing, determine if the products are good enough to go out to a formal testing site. So we do have our own machine shop where we can fabricate parts for new types of equipment that we need, and then obviously we stock all kinds of various repair parts. We have various mixers that will achieve whatever consistency the R&D department needs for any new products, and then we have recipes that the guys work off of to make sure that they're following exactly the steps to get each product made.
This whole area is our Class 10,000 clean room. So all of our film production is done within the clean room. And then this section of it is our quality control area.
So they do an initial piece that comes in before they start up the film. They do a piece at the end, and we keep those pieces in a folder so we can go back and look at them. So this is our tandem coater line. So we can do actually 2 passes at one time. This line was unassembled in St. Pete in November of 2019 and reassembled here in November of 2020. It's basically 2 machines, so we can run 2 passes at one time. One of the passes is going to go through the hard coater head down below, and it'll come up through this UV oven, go through the UV system to cure the hard coat before it goes through the turning bar and comes back up to the next coating head to get the adhesive put on. So now you've taken a product that would have taken you 2 times to get through the lines 1 time because of the turning bar and the dual equipment that we have. Okay. 2 of our ovens are 68, and then we have 1 line that's 98 feet. This is the 68-foot oven. It has 3 chambers, so we can adjust the heat temperatures for whatever product we're making in the different zones that we have. So these were brand new, installed when we moved here to Pinellas Park, and gives us the ability to make a lot more specialty type products with the different zones and temperatures that we can have. the Regenerative Thermal Oxidizer, the RTO, is taking the heat and energy and then self-sustaining so that oven can keep running without using any gas. So environmentally, it's burning off. For us, it's better than 98% of the solvents. And so we don't release anything into the air. We also can regenerate that into energy to run the lines. This is one of the lines that came down from Woburn. It has a 98-foot oven, 4 chambers of various heat degrees that we can use. So they're also running safety film on this line today, heavy gauge film. This line has the capability to run a lot of our specialty film products that would go into healthcare, aerospace. The finishing department does the slitting and the inspection. They're quality operators, they're machine operators. Some people are better at spotting some defects than others, so they'll help train people up to that higher level. The slitters here, they will run 8 mil products and less, so they can handle some safety film on these machines. The larger gauge films, 8 mil and greater, would run on the 2 machines here. We call it the duplex, the turret. Hey Willie, got some R&D material?
Correct.
And so this machine's able to handle, what's the most slits that you do?
12.
12?
On bottom.
So 24 rolls. Hey Lucy. What are you slitting? Clearplex. So it's our windshield film that's very popular. We can sell as much as she can slit. We don't want to keep a lot of boxed film. We have to count our inventory constantly, so we want to keep it in the master rolls and get it right out. But there is some instances where we have to have extra stock on the shelf. Jeffrey wants to know that they can have it in 24 hours, so we do stock that type of product. So this is where the film ends up to be picked up by the trucks. It's the end of the month. They've got pallets staged and the trucks usually start coming in later this afternoon. Stays pretty busy over here. We ship from this location, including the service centers, about 3,000 rolls a week. So they're our last quality area. They need to make sure that the labels are correct, boxes look good, that they're wrapped properly, they've got everything together so that when it ends up at the customer's location that it's good film. It hasn't been damaged with the freight.
We were also lucky enough to get some sit-down time with Senior Vice President and General Manager Jeffrey Plummer. He talked with us a little bit about what Madico's had going on for the last few years and what the future looks like for the company. So how are things at Madico?
You know, things are fantastic at Madico. You know, I think many of us had the ups and downs of the COVID period, and it took a minute to come out of that. But I think the industry in general, and Madico in particular here, has really come through strong. And so we're back to having sort of better results in all of our geographic areas than we did pre-COVID, so we're pretty happy about that.
Where are you seeing that demand come from, in particular when it comes to Madico?
If you had to pick a category, safety and security are clearly outpacing everything else in terms of growth. I think that in North America there is more smash and grab. There's more vandalism. There's more, certainly more crime in some of the cities, and I think more and more people have safety on their mind. Certainly the episodes at the schools have everyone wanting to make schools safer for our kids. So, and I think the films have become legitimate. I think the testing has become accepted, and I think security experts are more and more recommending safety and security films as a very good retrofit solution.
You all just recently got a new certification. What is that? Can you tell us about it?
So we haven't really gone public with that yet, but we believe that we have passed some third-party independent testing from the reputable labs that exceed testing that is currently in the industry. But when it comes to safety and security, there's nothing more important. People are actually trusting us and trusting this industry to put the right products on, the right applications to save lives. And so we continue to try to push that envelope and make better and better products that will give better and better protection.
So you all recently went from 2 facilities to 1 facility and left the other 2 behind, and now you're here. What was the purpose for that, and how did that move go?
So probably the main reason that we purchased this 250,000 square foot building was to have the ability to expand. It was also to take 2 plants and combine them into 1. So we now have 3 coat-laminators, including tandem coating head capability, to get a lot of product out the door. We did foresee, and we made a spot, and we have room with our RTO to have a 4th line put in very easily. And I would expect that would very likely be done within the 5-year period.
Now, Florida is an interesting place to have a manufacturing plant, not too many being built here right now. Why is Madico in Florida?
No, I think there is a lot less industry in the state of Florida than there are in a lot of other areas. But in our case, when we need to train someone and get them knowledgeable on coating and laminating, it takes an awfully long time. So we find that the labor pool here and the labor base is just fine. Florida's a pro-business state, even in spite of it not being a big manufacturing base. The cost to do business in Florida are reasonable. This really was the choice, and we were quite deliberate in our decision to be here.
Madico's been around for 120 years. Congratulations. Will it be around for another 120?
We're really responsible for the legacy of Madico. It's a 120-year-old company, which is fairly impressive. I think when you look back at 1903, Harley Davidson, Ford Motor Company, those are the kinds of companies that got established back in those same year. We really take our responsibility seriously. We need to make really good products that last. We're not interested in making money this year. We need relationships that can last. We need to continue to be the company that companies want to do business with, that communities want to have in their communities. We want to be as green as we can be. And so I think we kind of take that responsibility pretty seriously to try to just be a really solid, good company that can endure the test of time. We have a lot of experienced people that have been doing this business for a long time, and I think that we've found ourselves at a place that we can really avoid a lot of the nonsense. You don't sweat the small stuff. We just do good business, and we make good products the best we can. We work with our partners the best we can. We collaborate and we communicate internally the best we can. And I think that probably more than anything else has put us in a spot where the business is doing as well as it is because of really good way of working internally, and hopefully our customers agree externally.
And that's a wrap here from the Madico World Headquarters in the very sunny Pinellas Park, Florida. I'm Casey Flores, editor of Window Film Magazine. Thanks for watching.